This is a Distillery Channel Network production, bringing you the distillerychannel.com.
Well, what?
Hello, Gene.
Hello, Randy.
This is Randy Weckerly with the distillerychannel.com. Sitting across from me, the lovely Gene Latham.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Haven't seen you for a long time.
No, just been sitting here today, just doing a couple things. High atop the 48th floor, coming from central North Illinois. Never to be found.
I know where I'm at. Do you know where you're at right now?
No, I have no clue. Sitting across the...
Where are we going?
Where can we be found is more importantly than that. We are the distillerychannel.com, I think, the last time I checked, right?
Absolutely. We can be found at the distillerychannel.com.
Right.
You can like us on Facebook at the Distillery Channel.
Yeah.
You can follow us on Twitter at the Distillery Chan.
I'd follow you anywhere, Gene.
That's CHAN. And you can like us on Instagram at the Distillery Channel.
So we got all that going for us.
We do. We got a lot of stuff going on.
We got a good social media guy, Brian Washington.
Absolutely. Our LA guy.
Oh, man. I'll tell you what, he's doing a great
lot.
job. Yeah. I tell you what, Brian, he keeps us out in front. This is another worldwide distribution production of the Distillery Channel Network production team of Gene Latham, Randy Weckerly, and all the people behind the scenes. Hi, guys. How you doing? Keep it down. All right, they're over there.
I hear the roar. Where are we going this week?
I don't know. I think we're going to Chicago. I know.
Actually, we're not far away. We just took the train down to Chicago.
We did 2 days ago.
Yeah.
What are we going to? Anything to do in Chicago?
Oh my goodness!
Anything?
It's the best food, the best entertainment, the best culture. I mean, it goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
Too much stuff to even talk about. Okay. Begin to talk about.
Show's over. That's it. We can't
talk
talk. About it. We're done. We're out of here.
We almost cut out our meeting the other day and went and took
it.
the architecture tour.
I know it.
Which is awesome on Chicago River.
Yeah. No, that was fun being down there.
It was.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about a lot of funny things today.
Home week.
We're gonna give the history on how people the drink
Chicago burned down.
No. More important things like the drink recipe that we're gonna go to today. The name is
Second Base.
And what does second base mean? We're not going to go into that right now.
We can't talk about it on this show, Randy.
We're going to talk about the speed of a sneeze.
The speed of a sneeze?
Yeah.
I missed that.
I know it because I just looked it up.
Nice. And what does it mean when you sneeze 15 times consecutively in 30 seconds?
You just had a great orgasm.
It's a snorgasm.
Actually, they say if you do it 8 times in a row,
snorgasm.
You just had an orgasm.
I don't know.
If that was the case, I would be selling pepper in the corner to all the high school kids. Put this up your nose.
Oh, great. High school kids?
Well, no, awesome. I didn't mean it that way. Well, college girls, it would be, here, I don't think that works that way.
This.
Anyway, we're going to talk about Chicago. We're going to go into one of the most favorite historical trips. We're going to go down the path and talk about the highlights of many different things coming to Chicago. What are some of the highlights of summer? What's coming up?
Highlights. We got Lollapalooza coming up.
That's this weekend.
Yeah, that's coming up very soon, actually. Yes, July 28th to 31st. This is one of the best musical festivals in the country.
It's a festivus.
It's huge. It's huge.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk a little bit about the Chicago Air and Water Show.
That is spectacular.
We've been to that.
We have. We put our feet in the water and we took.
Fantabulous.
It is. I mean, it's a great way to spend a day.
I think I busted a wine glass down there too. Which was
shock.
It's like faux pas. You cannot take glasses
to the beach.
Yeah, on the beach there, and I accidentally did, and I busted a glass.
Yeah.
But I picked it all up.
Yeah, full disclosure, we used to live downtown Chicago. We just walked there. We didn't drive or anything. We just walked to the beach.
2 blocks, 3 blocks.
Yeah.
From Oak Street Beach.
Yeah.
Yes, we are going to talk about a couple different things. We're going to kind of jump away from Chicago for a minute because do you know Chicago was one of the cities that was looked at for the Olympics? It's in Rio de Janeiro right now.
Yeah.
But they had some, stuff that they were
doing
prior to that.
We're going to talk about that.
A little bit about that.
Blues in Chicago, the music playing in the background. Now we're going to talk about the Red-Headed Piano Bar.
Ooh, fun place.
Our favorite place. Go ahead.
Well, we're going to talk about What do we want to tell about that? Let's see. What part can I tell about that night?
Redheaded Piano Bar?
Yeah, it's a fun, fantastic place to go in terms of if you want to just have some cocktails, kick back, have some super good fun with people that you do not know. Because people, it's actually, you know...
All right, to get your attention, Jean was rubbing breasts with the woman next to her.
This is a Distillery Channel Network production.
Okay, we'll be right back. Randy and Jean.
TheDistilleryChannel.com.
I just got the
That
high.
is so wrong, Randy.
Well,
on so many levels.
that's the way I remember it.
Why are you telling stories like that?
Well, that's the way I remember. All I remember is Gene. And I looked over there, and you met a girl, and next to the bar, we were sitting around. We got to talk that story. We're going to clear that issue up right
Really
now.
quick.
We're sitting around the Redhead Piano Bar. You go down there, and you get in there at 7 o'clock. You sit near the piano, and you have great
It's
music
at 8
on
o'clock. You can get there by 8 o'clock. It really kicks
Yeah.
in like probably about 11 at
But
night.
we want to have the full experience.
Yes.
Yeah, it's up
Got
in
great seats.
We did. It was the best time.
It's in River North
Yeah.
area of
Yeah.
Chicago.
Yeah.
And it's been there forever and ever. It's kind of an old iconic place. It's a little touristy, but it's not really. Like
No.
there was a lot of local people there as well. But yeah, they have fabulous musicians that come in every night, and they can play literally any music that you request.
Yeah.
You throw it in the hat or
The
throw
guy
it
had
in
a
there.
lot of money sitting on
Oh
the
my
table
goodness!
on his piano.
That guy made some.
But he never
guy
took a
made some
break.
cash.
He was there for, 4 or 5 hours. Never took a break.
We were there for like 6 hours, and he
Well,
never took
we've
a
got
break.
pictures. We've got pictures. We'll put them up. I'll try to
Video.
find them. Yeah, video. I don't know. I think that was shot in the phone. But what happened was that sitting next to Gene was a couple that was getting married out in Arizona, and a woman that got over intoxicated, and she I don't know how to explain it. She liked Gene a lot. I said, Gene,
She was with her fiance.
it was her
That's
fiance, and he and I were
crazy
sitting the other end. And anyway, she just fell in love with Gene. You know,
She was a nice lady.
She was. It was
She
a
was
lot of
just.
fun.
She had a lot of cocktails.
Yeah.
She was having a good time, and they were from out of town, and they'd always
Yeah.
want to go to this place, and they were like
Yeah.
literally had a layover to. I think they were.
Right.
I don't know. I think they were flying to like Spain or something.
Yeah, all I know is the guy was looking at you two, and he was scratching his head, going, "I'm getting married to what?"
I'm marrying her in a couple days. I don't know.
And you also met a woman there, not met, but just there was a woman there the time before I wasn't with you, but a woman in a red dress smoking a cigar.
A lady. I
Yeah.
gotta tell this story. A
Yeah.
lady in a red dress.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding you. She was probably, she's a little older lady.
Right.
She's probably 70 years old or whatever. Eloquently
Yeah.
dressed. Beautiful, beautiful woman. She had like about 5 young men with her.
Of course.
Like literally.
Well,
No, I'm not kidding you. Like
yeah.
5 young men, probably 35 and under. And she had very expensive cigars.
Yeah.
And she invited me up to the smoking lounge, which I don't smoke cigars.
Well, you get a lot of imitations of Redhead
But I
Piano Bar.
did. There seems to be a theme going on here.
What the hell's going on with you, Gene? God, I don't know.
It was fun. Anyways,
I'm gonna have to put
interesting woman.
Put one of those ankle
It was-
locators on you just to see where you're going.
Get like the people on probation. Like, nice.
A Gene tracker, a Gene PS.
I have GPS.
All right, where are we going? Are we going to do this show in Chicago
Yes, absolutely.
about the mob?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to talk about the mob. Okay, where are you going first?
Go ahead. Well, you go ahead. I'm not sure.
No, I don't want to. No.
No, you
I'm-
had some kind of agenda. I think when you.
No, what are things?
mentioned
What are things known about Chicago? I mean,
Oh, you know what? Let's talk about some basic stuff.
All right.
First of all, it's huge. It's huge.
No
it's actually
kidding.
the 3rd largest city in the
Really?
country, only behind New York City and L.A.
really,
Yeah.
and it's getting bigger every day.
It's getting bigger and bigger every day. It's
No.
huge. And you know what they've got? Here's the thing: is it's more than just this huge city. It's a beautiful city on Lake Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
They have culture, they have food, they have dining, they have entertainment, they have the best restaurants.
Yep. No
I've
question.
traveled a lot.
Yep.
They have some of the most fantastic experiences. If you're a
What's your
traveler.
number one down there?
Oh,
Go
hey, that's
ahead.
not even
Number
fair.
one. Come on.
Not
Come
even
on.
fair.
Okay, if I was going to take you down there tonight, what should it be?
Oh, I would have to say Gibson's
Oh, who would have guessed?
on Rush.
Yeah, without question.
Yeah, Gibson's restaurant. I mean, there's a whole. It's called. You know what that area is called, right?
Yeah.
Viagra Triangle.
Why is that, Gene? Why is it called a Viagra Triangle?
Interesting
No,
story.
I think the way it works is that they have these machines, like gumball machines.
Well, I'm not sure if they reference it like Viagra Triangle anymore, but
Yeah, they
okay,
do.
back in the day
Don't
when
kid
I used to go
yourself.
down there, and then when I lived down there a few
Right.
years ago, they basically it's a lot of people down there that have an exorbitant older people
Right.
that have exorbitant amount of money and
Yeah.
tend to probably keep companionship with lots of younger individuals.
The younger
mostly.
women don't go there by accident. They know
Exactly.
exactly where they're going
There's some beautiful
and exactly
people
what
down
they're
there.
doing.
Actually, and they're very nice. But anyways, yes,
Of
it
course
is called Viagra Triangle. And if you really want to be entertained, someday sit in a little park. It's a little triangle park from Gibson's.
Yeah.
And then there's oh my goodness, I'm
the Italian place.
Yeah, not Rosebuds, but
Italian. What was the name of the place? Across from the Thompson Hotel, which we're going to talk about, but it's right across the street.
Yes.
Yeah, there's three great restaurants.
All very entertaining, and then more than just the entertainment downtown. There is like tons of stuff. They've got 26 miles of lakefront. I've biked on that lakefront many times.
Yep.
They have a beautiful beach, Oak Street Beach, which is literally was 3 blocks from the apartment where we were at downtown.
Yep.
In parades and St. Patrick's Day. What do they do on St. Patrick's Day? They dye the river green,
and they drink a lot.
Hours
and hours to get into some of those Irish pubs. People come into town and they stand 5-6 hours
in line to get in
to go in to have a beer in an Irish pub when it's a great place to go.
Yes, it is crazy, and it is actually the president of or the home of our current president, Barack Obama.
Yeah, down, and he's going to put the Obama Library is going to be the presidential.
Is it going there?
Yeah, it's going down in Jackson Park. I mean, not 5-10 minutes from us. You can walk there. Actually, I was down in the South Side working on a project, and his house is guarded by, what do they call it? It's not customs. Secret Service. Secret Service. Yeah, and they're around his house every day. Yeah. And you do not talk to them.
They're pretty stone-faced, most of those guys.
They ignore you.
I have some family members that are well-connected in that industry. Yeah. And, they're pretty, you know what? They're fun guys on the outside and when they're having fun and relaxing. But, when they're working, they're pretty serious about what they do.
To you.
Yeah.
No.
So I have to mention, just because it's one of my favorite places that we've been to, and we have a great relationship with a gentleman by the name of Ken Price. But the Palmer Hilton has some interesting history behind it. It's a very eloquent hotel. Stunning inside. If you ever have the opportunity, you can go. You can have like tea in the afternoon. They have a beautiful bar in the middle of the lobby area and stuff. But did you know that place burnt down during the Great Chicago Fire?
Well, you gave away. Let's talk.
Oh, did I take the light away? Oh man!
The thing of it is, Potter Palmer. I'm going to tell the story because I love this story.
Tell the story.
Potter Palmer built this beautiful, beautiful hotel. And at the time, Chicago was a town of basically bad, ill repute, whores and
prostitution. It was pretty rugged. It was like the Wild West of the It was the Wild West of the Midwest. I would say
it was, and it was out of control. And Potter Palmer, as they say, they made a point of saying he didn't have an education, but he hung around with some pretty interesting people. And they said he's a mover and shaker. And those two guys that said that were Marshall Field and Montgomery Ward. Now, that's the real names. They actually talked this Potter Palmer. So Potter fell in love with his to-be wife, that was 23.
Honor. Yeah, she was much younger than he was.
23 years younger. And he had to wait, and he did it properly until he could properly date her.
Right. She was like, whatever. She was young, though, like 19 or whatever. But
what an interesting couple. So briefly, he built a beautiful Palmer house. 13 days later.
Burnt to the ground.
To the bottom. Damn.
It's gone.
100,000 people homeless. And they think that
during that fire, There's there wasn't a lot of deaths. I mean, well, there was a lot. It was like 300, but it was not like, I mean, for that population at that time, it was surprising that people, more people didn't perish. Yeah,
there is a theory that because there were so many big fires in the Midwest, Indiana and Michigan and Upper Michigan, Wisconsin, actually in Urbana, Illinois, there was 5 major fires on the same day. And there's a theory that a meteorite broke up and started that fire all over the Midwest.
Here's the other legend. Yes. Now, that makes sense because there were so many large fires that broke out that day in various parts in the Midwest. But here's the other legend regarding the Great Chicago Fire. Legend has it that a cow kicked over a lantern in a barn and it started the fire. And of course, back then, everything was wood. I mean, it was wood. And it was an extremely dry summer as well. Right. So, that the cow kicked the lantern over and started the fire and
that's just legend.
The city burned down.
That's all been proved.
And it is the Windy City. Yeah. Just saying, having lived there, you best be a little bit tough because the weather there can be, even in the summertime, can be super challenging.
Do you know Windy City doesn't mean wind?
Well, what does it mean?
Seriously, it doesn't. Because you're from Wisconsin and a cheesehead. It doesn't.
Really?
Yeah. Did you know the Bears are going
What
to
does
the
that
Super
have
Bowl?
to do with Windy City and Cheesehead?
I don't know. Anyway, Windy City actually means it was a city of politicians, and because the politicians
I have
are already
heard that
talking,
too. Yeah, I have heard
it
that
became
too.
the Windy City.
But it also is equally windy. If you've ever been downtown between the large skyscrapers,
down there.
walking in
Yeah.
these streets in a dead cold, even in the fall.
Yeah.
Well, any time of the year, but particularly in
Yeah.
the winter when it's cold.
Absolutely.
And that wind blasts down
Yeah.
those streets, and you literally it takes your breath away.
Oh, and then,
It takes your breath
and then
away.
when you're downtown in the winter and you have that slush, and the cabbie says, "Okay, it's time to get out," and you put your foot out,
And a foot of slushy,
you go ankle deep.
cold ice water.
Oh, thanks. And then he's mad because he didn't give you a tip.
And well, it's not his
Wait a
fault.
minute, we got to finish the Palmer House story.
Oh yeah, we're
Gotta
like
go back to
bouncing
that.
all
Yeah,
over
I
the
know.
place.
We are like cracking acid here today. So anyway, Potter Palmer burns down. There's no money in Chicago. Chicago's devastated. The banks are burnt. There is no anything going on. He goes to St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
And a guy down there says, "Yeah, I know you, and here's a one-sheet piece of paper. Sign here, and I will give you $17 million new dollars."
Wow, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money today, let alone back then.
It was an incredible amount of money, but today that stands. But he came back, and this is a story that I can't wait to evolve even further than this, because his friends were Marshall Field and Montgomery Ward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I'd like to go to this lunch.
For those of you who don't know who Montgomery Ward is, like the beginning of catalog. It was
Yeah.
like the Sears catalog, the J.C. Penney catalog.
Right.
He was the first one that carved that whole thing out.
Right. So what
My
happened?
mother got her license from Montgomery Ward.
Isn't that something?
She told me
How's
about
that
this
work?
just like actually a few years ago. Yeah, when
Was
she
it
was
real?
she was a young girl.
He was.
Yeah,
was
she ordered her license, her driver's license.
Really?
She did.
How do you do that?
I don't know. Apparently, you can order online anything. It's like now. It's like Amazon.
Oh, Amazon. Isn't that awesome? So anyway, we're all over the board again. But what happened was he sits down, goes to lunch. Potter Palmer goes to lunch with Montgomery Ward, Marshall Field, and brought in two new guys to the table because he thought they had some things that he might want to incorporate, and those are Thomas Edison for lights and Alexander Graham Bell for telephone. Mm-hmm. And he did. He was the first hotel.
He put him in his hotel.
Yeah.
Hey, what else are they known for?
Well, I want to know one thing, though, before we go to there.
What?
When you got the first telephone in Chicago?
Who do you call?
Who do you call?
I was just thinking, who do you call? Because no
Yeah.
one else has a phone.
Yeah, okay, go ahead. What's next?
Okay, so the other thing that it's famous for is the brownie.
Right.
Potter Palmer's wife during the
Right.
First World's Fair
Right.
was in Chicago, or one of the First World Fairs.
Yeah.
And she created the brownie,
Right.
which to this day they actually have the best, most delicious brownies ever in the Palmer house.
Right.
If you go there, it's got I think it's called the Potter
Palmer brownie.
Anyways, it's a restaurant there, but yeah, you
Yeah.
go there, it's like the best brownies ever.
Well, let's talk about her just for a minute. She was a big player in the women's suffrage.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Go on with that story. Yeah, she
Yeah.
was. Yeah, she was very prominent. She was.
leaders.
She was a mover and shaker in her day. She was absolutely in her day. Even today's date, she was
Yeah.
a mover and shaker. Even after her husband died, I mean, he was obviously quite a bit older than her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She went on to become one of the wealthiest women in.
She bought
woman.
Florida.
She bought Florida. She bought the Gulf Coast of Florida.
Right.
It's fascinating.
She didn't like the cold.
We went through the historical thing. Ken
Yeah.
Price.
Yeah.
He's
Amazing guy.
an amazing historian, not just for the Palmer House, but
Right.
I mean nationally renowned. And he told us stories, and we went into basically the archives of the area that a lot of this information is held. And I mean the stories he told were just
So we are the Distillery Channel.
yes,
They have one of the best bars in downtown.
they do.
What a place! How do you describe that place?
The Palmer, and you're talking about in the lobby
Palmer House
area.
in the
Yeah,
lobby.
oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's elegant, elegant. It's classic. It's
Right.
like you walk in there, and I don't care if you make $40,000 a year or you make $400,000 a year. You are gonna feel like you have arrived.
We arrived.
We have arrived.
We'll be right back. Randy and Gene. Coming soon, the distillerychannel.com, along with our award-winning Where to Play Golf radio team, will be traveling to great destinations like Hawaii, the Golden Isles of Georgia, Napa and Sonoma, and even Lake Tahoe. Even more spectacular, you can now sign up to join us on our 2016 Station for Vacation listener trips, created for you, our loyal fans. Join myself, Randy Weckerly, and Gene Latham of the distillerychannel.com, along with Where to Play Golf, Michael Stewart, America's #1 golf course writer, and Tim Bona, travel correspondent, as we venture to these world-class destinations. Joining us on these trips will be golf iconic LPGA Hall of Famer Nancy Lopez and her Nancy Lopez Golf Adventure Team. Learn the finer points of golf and enjoying life while sharing one-on-one moments with Nancy and her team, and learn what makes a real pro tick. Sign up now and get more information about our fall and spring upcoming trips. More information can be found at thedistillerychannel.com. That's thedistillerychannel.com. Uh-oh.
What do you love?
Do you love, Gene? What time is it?
It is cocktail time. It's Canarble Wagon time.
Should we bring in our coctologist?
We have a mixologist.
Huh?
Where do you get this coctologist thing?
No, that's not something I made up.
I think it is.
No, it's not. It is not something I made up. That was when we were downtown with the American Craft Spirits Distillery.
Easy for you to say.
PR lunch.
Yes. And the new term is, instead of mixologist, it's cocktologist.
Right.
So what do we have for a cocktail today?
I can't wait to get to this one because we got a lot of history to cover.
Oh, my goodness. What's it called? It's called the second base. Is it the second base?
Well, I looked up definitions of second base. When would you like those?
Again, might be dating ourselves. But first, second, third, and home run.
Well, what does that mean to you, Gene?
Well, you're the one that looked it up. I am going to say, okay, here's what I'm going to say. What I know about when I was in high school.
Of course.
First, second, third base had to do with, okay, how far you got with somebody in terms of like relationship or sexually. Yes. The tension was building. First base, it's like kind of cool. You're doing a little kissing. Second base, you're doing a little bit more than kissing. Third base, you're doing some heavy petting. And fourth base, I'll leave it to your imagination. Okay, second base. What is it made with?
We're going to stop right there. That's where we're going to leave that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. You want to talk about this? This is a show about distilleries and breweries and wineries. Okay. So, what do you want to say about it?
Google it.
Go ahead.
No, Google it.
Ahead.
No, I'm not going to go. No, I want to hear about this.
Talk right now. I want to hear you talk. Okay. So, second base, it's made with Pisco. What do you think Pisco
let's
is?
go back to second base now. That doesn't sound right.
Saint Germain fresh grape juice.
Really?
And, okay. Well, here we go. I just got this newsflash in. It says touching of other people's private areas. That is totally not in the part of the recipe.
You put this in here.
I
had nothing to do with this. That's what I said. Second base, I'm going to read exactly what young Gene put in here.
Okay.
Second base is made of with Pisco. Now,
I just said Pisco.
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 Saint Germain, the fresh grapefruit juice, and touching of other people's private parts.
I have no idea.
Here's what you have to do when you make this. You have to have a stir in one hand, a glass in another, ice in the glass.
and touching people's private parts.
And you have to touch somebody's breast. This is the greatest scam for a guy. Come here. Over here.
I'm going to mix you a drink.
Mix you a drink now. I'm going to put my hand has to be, because it says here, by law, my hand
the recipe
has to be in your base. Now, when you get to third base, be sure they're over 18.
I was going to say something, but I'm not going to.
All right. What?
Okay,
what?
So what does this drink have in it?
That's third base.
We can't say this on the radio.
What's in it? Okay, go ahead. It has an ounce and a half of Stoli Elite vodka. It
has Combier cream de, I don't know, I'm going to say Pamplemousse
Rose. 3/4 ounce fresh grapefruit juice, which is, again, touching other people's private parts, apparently. I'm not sure what this means. 1/4 ounce of fresh lime juice and...
Quinine.
Quinine
syrup. Isn't that what you kill people with?
Do you know when I did the history looking up this base
Actually, I
stuff?
think quinine is
There's
a tonic
a fifth
water.
base now.
What's that? We're talking about recipes still?
We really can't talk about that one. Okay.
All right, but so let's go back to quinine syrup. Isn't quinine like used to be back like when they would kill people? But I think it's in tonic water. A little bit of quinine.
I don't have a clue.
And then there's a dash of bitters also that go into this.
And garnish.
You need a jigger, a shaker.
Careful.
Jigger.
Cobbler shaker.
A jigger.
Yeah. A glass, a coupe, whatever that is. And combine all the ingredients in a cobbler shaker. Shake the ice. Then strain into a chilled coupe glass. Directions.
Is that while touching your other?
I'm going to say, how do you shake it?
I don't know where that came from. Literally, there's like random sentence in this whole description.
If you thought I would have
touching of other people's private areas.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You got
crazy. Apparently, I cut and pasted a little bit too much on this.
I'm not exactly sure what you're saying. Now, here's the other thing. It says directions. Combine the lime, pineapple, and the mint leaves, the Thai basil leaves, sugar, and simple syrup, cocktail shaker, and muddle well. Add the rum and shake for 10 seconds.
You can find this. You'll find this on our website. And then just drink responsibly while touching people's other private parts.
It says here at the bottom, guarantees you to get to third base and knock it out of the park. I don't know what that means.
Nice.
I don't know. It sounds like fun. Anyway, drink responsibly, gang. That's getting to second base. So what's third base? Oh, I know.
Figure it out.
You were going to become a nun.
Yeah.
All right, what's next?
Okay, so we're going to talk about, what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about, okay, here's an interesting thing. Product feature of the week.
Yeah.
There's a product out there. It's called the Woodinville Age. You can age your own whiskey. It's a kit.
I want them to send us one of these, and we will promote them for the next year to Everett. I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll give an update.
Listen to this, though. It says plenty of guys drink whiskey, and I would say whiskey is definitely more of a guy's drink. So they made Woodinville made this small batch whiskey aging kit.
Right.
It gives you 2 bottles of handcrafted cast strength hooch.
Now we're back to third base.
Plus a 2-liter oak barrel. And apparently the higher wood to booze ratio allows you to expedite the aging process. Okay, so that's what happens. So it expedites it, makes it go faster. It takes months, not years, to mature. So you can do it in your own home. You taste it, and you hone your own skills along the way. Apparently, you can put any kind of booze in there you want. I would assume that is anything that's aged in a barrel, an oak barrel. So, anyways, $150.
They should send us one.
I know.
We could have it as a giveaway or a drawing and really promote the heck out of them.
It would be interesting.
It sounds like it's fun.
Yes.
All right. What's the technology app?
Technology app.
Do we have one? It says here, more proof your life plan is off.
What's that all about?
You can now major in beer.
What does that mean?
You can go to school. File this one under...
To drink beer or what?
Yeah, no. Listen. File this one under kids these days have it so easy. Blue Ridge Community College will be offering a new 2-year degree program.
Where's Blue Ridge?
I think it's in California.
No, it's got to be in South Carolina or North Carolina.
No, we did this feature when we did the California show. It's in California.
I think you're crazy.
There's a school.
I think that you're crazy because...
Right, let me finish. I don't care where it is. We'll figure it out.
I think it is. It's South Carolina or North Carolina.
All right. One that focuses on various aspects of beer, just in case your fine arts degree is a mixed media and textile didn't...
How about this? You come home on the weekend after you've spent, 3 years in college and you say, Mom, Dad, I've got a change in my career path.
Well, that's what it says here. Just in case your fine arts degree is in mixed media and textiles didn't depress your parents enough, you can now tell your kid brother that his life plan should be earn a degree in craft brewing.
I'm going to tell you though, I know some great people in both brewery, winery, and distillery industries that do not have a college degree and are the smartest, most interesting. And there is a skill set beyond belief that goes with this. And you know what the thing about it is? These people are passionate. They're super passionate. Question.
We met a lot of them.
Oh my God. Yeah, they love what they're doing and they're really good at it. And they make these amazing spirits and wines and ales and they are.
And at the Palmer House at the end of dinner, they say, let's go down and let's test everybody's.
Let's test everybody's. Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah,
that's it's associate's degree, and it's called Degree in Applied Science. It's called Brewing, Distillation, and Fermentation, and it looks like students will have to be knowledgeable in both the theory and the practice of making beer. Mm-hmm. All right, let's practice.
Awesome.
What's next?
Hey, let's go back to Chicago.
All right,
let's go back to Chicago and talk a little bit about what's going on. Where to drink right now.
All right, let's go.
Now. Yeah. Okay, Greg. One Money Gun.
Excuse me.
One Money Gun. It's in West Loop.
One Money Gun.
Yeah, it's a Thalia crew that have pulled off a sneak attack opening in their new West Loop bar, joined by a cafeteria-style eatery. The bar is anything but quiet in the early going. Lines snake literally outside of the building because they have 3 cocktailers that do amazing and classic original cocktails. So, One Money Gun.
West I hate to tell
Loop
you, though,
bar.
That's not the name of it.
Well, what is it?
The 1 stands for how many of these you had. So the number 1 feature we had in this is 1. Second feature we're talking about is Northman. And third feature is going to be Milk Room. So let's drink some more. So that actually you're talking about was called Money Gun.
Okay. Well, it's One Money Gun. It's only one.
No, it's not One Money Gun.
I can justify anything in my mind. Let's go to the Northman.
All right. Very long time coming, but Chicago's finally made its first Cider Pub. Try a myriad of fermented apple drinks, both on draft and in
They're
bottle.
going to say crack.
No, shut
That's
up.
not crack.
God. As well as bistro fare from Chef Sean
Hey,
Sanders.
how about the Milk Room? Chicago
Yeah.
Athletic Association.
Yeah.
That is one of the newest and upcoming hotels. That place has been completely renovated. They have
Yeah.
a cocktail lounge that is called the Milk Room.
Is that the one we just talked about?
Yeah, yes.
That's in that Destination Hotels deal?
Yes.
Really?
Destination
That's supposed to be a big
hotels.
deal.
It is a big deal. If anybody's ever been in the Chicago Athletic Association hotel prior to the last year, it was needing some updating. It is now under new management.
We'll be back.
It has been renovated. It's beautiful,
Be
and it
back.
has the Milk Room.
The Milk Room. One Milk Room.
Who would know?
Who knew? All right. We got to talk about a little destination travel here, young Gene. If we were going to go into downtown Chicago and we're going to bring a group up there and they're going to be, in Florida, we do a lot of destination travel for our shows. People in Florida get hot in the summer, and where should they go?
North to the cool.
To Chicago.
Chicago.
By the lake.
By the lake.
Eat a lot of great food, see a great lake.
Totally different environment, but
Right.
it is. I don't know. In terms of in my opinion, it's top
Yeah.
quality of everything.
Yeah.
Food, drink, places to stay, things
Exciting.
to do.
Go to the O'Hare Airport. Go to Midway Airport. It's only a couple $100 to fly from anywhere in
Right.
Florida. To come to Chicago, hour and a half, 2 hours away. Leave by 10. Be here by noon.
And we have Uber in Chicago. Unlike many places around the country that are trying to get rid of them.
Well, Uber's not all bad.
No, Uber is great. I'm not saying that at all.
Yeah.
I'm saying it is great. I'm just saying there's a lot of cities that are
Yeah.
kind of challenging.
Yeah,
You
you can go down to the shoreline. You can go to Navy Pier. You go to the
Millennium Park.
Oh,
You can
man.
go. I mean, there's neighborhood after neighborhood. They just all around Lincoln Park
Yeah.
and North. River North, West Loop,
Michigan Avenue.
Michigan Avenue.
Biggest
Fabulous.
stores, Nordstrom's. I mean, everybody.
Oak Street. You want to shop?
Oh, wait
Oak
a minute.
Street.
Bring a lot of those
And
plastic things.
Every
in
place
over.
that you go has the best food and drink that you will ever experience.
Anyway, come to the distillerychannel.com, wheretopplaygolf.com, and live eco-style for our trips. Sign up now.
Come with us.
So, Gene, what's one of the things in Chicago that it's noted for? The music.
Music.
Yeah.
Jazz.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, orchestra. I mean, everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
Uh-oh.
phenomenal. Hey,
Remember this
how
guy?
about Second City?
Oh. Remember this guy? We saw this guy. This is the guy that was in the Red Headed Piano Bar. He played for 5 hours. Just amazing.
He's a
Just
fantastic guy.
amazing. Yeah, just
Yeah.
amazing. Sit around the bar and sit and listen to this guy, and you can sit and have a great time, blow off some steam. But Chicago, great music everywhere. So, anyway, if we can hold on just a minute, we're going to return after this little musical break and go and grab yourself a pint of beer, a fine
cocktail.
drink, a cocktail,
A glass of
and,
wine.
and join us here in a minute. We're going to let this music take us out. We'll be right back. Well, we're talking about that. Doesn't that music just pumps you up?
Pump me up.
That guy was so good that night. Just
Remember the old Saturday Night Live? Pump
you up.
Hans and Franz.
Hans and Franz, we're here to pump you up.
You up. Hey, I got an interesting fact.
All right.
Did you know that in 1860, the Republican National Convention was held in Chicago, Illinois?
Really?
Legislator Abraham Lincoln won the nomination there, and was with a strong backing from the editor at the time of the Chicago Tribune, which was Joseph Meadows.
That's something.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Not to have any kind of political commentary right now, but interesting.
No. The thing about Lincoln was he lost a lot of elections. He went broke as an entrepreneur.
He had a lot of failures.
So if you are going to go down Abraham Lincoln's path, you have a lot of failures before you become successful. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there was a lot of different Native American Indians that lived in the Midwest, and actually, I think everybody knows this now. Chicago means onion, something like that. It's like the word
I have
Chicago.
no idea what you're talking about.
Seriously, smelly city.
Oh, really?
Yeah, seriously. No, absolutely. It says name Chicago comes from the Miami Indian word for the wild leeks that grew on the bank of the short Chicago River.
Interesting.
Stinky town.
Some of the fun things to do in Chicago.
A lot.
Field Museum. I'm just gonna hit a couple
Just
highlights.
go through 'em, yeah.
Navy Pier,
Yep.
Shed Aquarium, John
Yep.
D. Shed Aquarium,
Yep.
amazing. Lincoln Park Zoo.
Yeah. If you like zoos, I like the art museum. I think is absolutely terrific. Got
Absolutely.
Wrigley Field. You've got the Kaminsky Park. Well, it was Kaminsky Park. It's now White Sox Park. Shed Aquarium.
Willis Tower Skydeck.
Oh man, no, Willis Tower is the Sears Tower.
Yes.
And if you're in Chicago,
Formerly known as the Sears Tower.
no, it's if you're in Chicago, it's the Sears Tower.
Okay. Other great things to do.
Mhm.
Second City.
Oh,
Do you know that some of the most fantastic
Yep.
comedians that came out
Yep.
of Second City?
Yep.
We're talking Dan Aykroyd, James Belushi, John
Yeah.
Belushi, John
Yeah.
Candy, Steve Carroll, Stephen
Right.
Colbert. Oh, it goes on. Chris Farley, Tina Fey. I mean, it just goes. The list goes on and on and on and on and
Yeah.
on.
yeah. Grant Park sits right there on the lake. And one of the things to Chicago's credit is that they keep that lakefront spectacular. People use it.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's safe.
You can rent bikes.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the name of those bikes that we used to rent? Those blue bikes. You can literally put your debit or
Yeah.
credit card in there.
Yep.
It times you out for whatever, and then you just drop them
Yeah.
off. There's stations all over the place,
Yeah.
so you can bike all around the city.
Did you know that the population after World War II shrunk
Really?
substantially, 1950 to 60?
Why
Yeah.
was that?
Because the baby boomers were being born and people were leaving Chicago to
Mm-hmm.
go to the suburbs. We just went by them. I told you this yesterday when we were on the train.
Apparently, I wasn't listening.
You never do. Why would you start yesterday? But anyway, we were on the train and I said, okay, here's Elmhurst, one of the first burbs. And when it happened in the 50s and 60s, the people who lived downtown Chicago, suburbs were born.
Right, and people moved out.
They moved out,
Right, got
and
it.
then Eisenhower came
Got
along
it.
and put in the Northwest Tollway with that whole big project on four-lane highways.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk about some of the top watering holes
Top.
in Chicago.
All right, let's go.
Scofflaw.
Yeah.
It's on Armitage Avenue.
Okay, we're going to call it Armitage.
Armitage. I'm sorry. You know what? It's Armitage. Whatever.
No, it's Armitage. Armitage.
It's in Logan Square.
Armitage. Anyway.
This is a corner house. It's actually it's a gin bar basically.
Yeah.
It really is. But I'm telling you, the most affordable drinks that you're going to find in Chicago.
Right.
Most of them are $8.
Really?
Yeah.
Why-
Where do you get a cocktail for $8 in
Wait a
Chicago?
minute. Now, wait a minute. Anytime
Serious.
we've gone out, I can't.
They're like $12, $15.
Oh, yeah.
Minimally.
Yeah.
Minimally.
Go ahead.
$8. But anyways, it's actually in a really elegant Victorian-esque kind of decor. But anyways, it's got standout bar food if you want bar food, and you get free chocolate chip cookies. So yeah, Scofflaw, amazing.
Yeah.
There is a place called 3 Dots and a Dash. That's on North Clark.
Yeah.
Paul McGee, Ode to the Tiki Heyday post-World War II.
Well,
He has also an equally unlimited, substantial, classic cocktail menu. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming we're talking like old fashions and some of those like in martinis, like some of the really basic drinks.
yeah.
Another fantastic place.
You know, one of the things, just as an aside, if you take the train in from the western side, wherever you're going to go.
Take the L. Do you know why they
Yeah.
call it the L?
Nope.
Because it's an elevated train.
Really?
Yeah, it's
I had no
the
idea.
only train in the country. That's
Why is it
the
called the
reference.
Loop?
Well, because I'm not sure. Go ahead. I was going to make something up, but I couldn't even make anything
I
up.
think down there, I think it is because, and again, I could be really wrong on this, but I think because the train goes down there and forms a loop and it circles around and it's sort of
Possibly.
cool.
That would
Yeah.
make sense. That would absolutely make sense.
And the other thing about down there, do not take your car into downtown Chicago.
No, very expensive.
Yeah, take a
Well,
cab.
you can take it.
Yeah.
Just saying, you are going to cab it everywhere. So you're going to pay minimally probably $60 to whatever, $90 to park it in a garage.
Yeah.
And because parking is so horrendous and it's so expensive, you're going to cab it everywhere. So
Well,
if
you'll
you
be
can take
drinking anyway.
if you can take a train in
Yeah.
and cab it,
Yeah.
it's bar
It's
none.
$10 from
Best way to get
from the
around.
train station to the north side to Michigan Avenue where you want to go shopping. $10.
Well,
$2.50 a person.
the other day when we went down there, we came into Ogilvy,
Yeah.
and we were in 10 minutes. We were up in Lincoln Park area,
Right.
or the
$10.
Gold Coast,
Gold Coast, yeah.
/ Viagra Triangle.
I still don't know about that.
Hey, let's talk just a couple more places though. Webster's Wine Bar, that's also in Logan
Yeah.
Square.
Yeah.
One of the city's most beloved wine bars.
Yeah.
It's recently relocated from Lincoln Park to Logan Square, and it
Yeah.
is ridiculous with the lists that they have from all over the world. They have just minimally a 500 bottle deep selection of global wines, European wines. I mean, they've got some fantastic stuff.
Yeah. One of our favorite things to do when we were downtown is go to the beach and drink.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nothing better.
Oak Street Beach?
Yeah, absolutely. Oak Street Beach. We went down there, and we got these drinks, and it's very easy to get a table. You got sand in your toes, and they make these great
Beautiful
drinks.
breeze off the lake. Off
And you sit there and you
Michigan.
go like, you sort of fantasize you're next to the ocean. It's a big lake.
It's a very big lake.
Big lake. No sharks.
It's beautiful. It actually is beautiful.
You're not
Do
gonna get
you know the water comes from in Chicago? That's where they get their water. It's
Oh, yeah.
some of the cleanest, freshest
water there
because
is.
of the purification that they have. It's some of the best water in the country.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely great place.
And other place I would like to mention, Goose Island Beer Company, which is not far from Logan Square, and actually the Golden or the Viagra Triangle. It's a brewery. It's called Goose Island Beer Company. It's in Lincoln Park. They actually have just expanded into Europe recently. They're a big deal. They are a really big deal. They have craft. They're a craft brewery.
Yeah, they also have a lot of distilleries in Chicago.
Yes.
Koval Distillery on Ravenswood in Chicago.
Koval is very, very, very established distillery in the country.
Yeah, they've done a great job. First distillery to open in Chicago since before Prohibition is the labor of love between husband and wife. Team of Robert and Sonat.
They opened in 08.
Bernecker, yeah.
What, say that again.
Bernecker. Yeah.
They actually were named one of the top 100 distilleries in the world to visit by Whiskey Magazine, which is a big deal. If you are a whiskey drinker, you probably either subscribe or you're on their website.
Right.
Whiskey is a big deal in terms of magazines. So yeah, one of the top. They were listed top 100 distilleries in the world.
They've won countless awards, and so you got to go there and make it a day.
How about these guys out in Whiskey Acres, DeKalb, Illinois?
DeKalb.
Is that like your stomping?
That's the Flatlanders out there.
The
land is flat out there by the Whiskey Acres. There, we met these guys. They're great.
They're a farm distiller. That's the cool thing.
Yeah, a lot of
corn. They were
corn.
farmers,
Grow
and
the
they
corn,
actually they changed over their farm to a
And-
distillery. Well, and they grow their own stuff. Like
they do.
The grains that they use are from like an adjoining local farm. It's called Walter Farms. But yeah, very, very interesting. Great people. We met them actually at the Spirits Association,
American Craft Spirits Association, and the Palmer House in March.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, and we were coming back from the Beer Bourbon Barbecue Festival down in Tampa.
In Tampa,
You know, and then that trip also had us down in Key West again, while we were the spokesperson platform for distilleries, wineries,
Was
breweries.
that not fun when we did the first legal rum distillery?
Oh,
Paul
man.
Mentis
Yeah.
down in Key West. If you
Yeah.
guys want a fun time and really
Yeah.
entertaining tasting,
Yeah.
he's got it going on down there. He's doing some really great stuff.
Yeah, and the thing of it is, he told us. I mean, some of the facts he came up with. Now, this is Key West. We're jumping into Key
We're
West.
jumping all over the place.
But they told him he could not build his building where he built it because Key West, very small area, because the tide when it comes in and out, even though he's not in water, it comes up under the sand. It could blow the foundation floor out of his place.
That could be a problem.
Yeah, and the guy was so fascinating. This guy,
He's a cool guy.
He set the record during not the good time between us and Cuba, but for kiteboarding from Miami to Havana.
To Cuba.
Yeah.
90 miles.
92 miles on a kiteboard. Set the record, got the deal. And the guy is just, again,
he's a super cool guy.
Yeah. We'll get into that later, but what a great show. So, anyway, any place to eat in Chicago? Well, we've covered it. How about we're going to stay? Where are we going to stay when we go to Chicago?
Oh, you
Where
know
are we gonna
what?
stay?
I got to go. I don't know. There's so many places. I got to go with go to the Thompson.
Thompson Hotel.
Yeah.
What's that near, Gene?
Gibson's.
Viagra Triangle.
Weird. Why does that keep coming back in our conversation?
It's strange that it keeps coming up. Once it's up, let it up.
Weird.
But if it's up for
And
longer
if it's
than
up
4
for longer
hours,
than 4 hours,
see a doctor.
Medical attention. God.
So anyway, these things are signs at the Viagra Triangle. I swear to God, when I went up there, that they would have, like the old gumball machines. You put in a buck and get 4 Vigras.
Serious?
Remember that night that the guy, beautiful girl. So he goes in there. She comes down there. She's stunning. We go down there. We just watch the activity in front of the Viagra Triangle. So this girl comes out of the bar. Beautiful. 12 on a 10 scale. And her stupid boyfriend, he was in there trying to find somebody else. So she comes out with her girlfriend. the fire triangle.
She comes out with her tribe.
Yeah,
She's a tribe with her.
So she's going to make a point. And she goes to him and she says,
all I saw is I looked over there,
Yeah.
and she's doing, dude. She's like poking her finger in his chest,
That
and he's
snap,
backing
snap,
up.
snap.
And this guy's a bodybuilder
Yeah.
kind of guy.
and
she's
his friend standing on the side going, "You screwed that up."
dude, you really screwed it up.
And she's got the tight pants on. She's a size 1. She's got nice tatas, and stunningly beautiful. And she says, "So you think you gonna go in there and find something better than this?" And so her punchline was, "Guess what? I'm going in there and I'm getting laid tonight, and you're gonna have to think about it. Bye-bye."
Bye-bye.
And the
Whatever.
guys,
you see so many.
God.
I mean, it's entertaining.
how about
It's
that?
just
How
like
about that white hardtop car, that 560 Mercedes?
what was that? Yeah, that was
God,
that.
this
I
guy comes in.
remember, Yeah.
Perfect example. 75-year-old guy, white hair, distinguished. Great blazer, good. $5,000 of clothes, and a 28-year-old blonde. Oh,
How does that happen?
Money.
How does that happen?
Money talks and bullshit walks,
No
Jane.
kidding.
Now, what's next?
Hey, let's talk a little bit about the Thompson, and the reason is because when you go downtown, there's so many places that you can stay, and the Thompson is. It's luxury. You know what though? But it's got this like really cool retro vibe. So when we walk in there, we walk in the lobby, and what do they have? They had like 6 12-inch. Do you remember the old black and white?
Right.
Like they had a DVD player in them, almost a lot of them, but these old TVs, and they've got this coolest stuff playing on there. Just got a really retro feel. They've got cocktailologists. They have an amazing restaurant there.
Tiffany, we met the manager down there.
Yes,
She was great.
Tiffany was cool. But Nico is the restaurant there. They have absolutely
great
excellent
menu.
food. Really good.
We had
food.
salad with chicken, and they had the kale that was sort of. What do they call it?
It was chopped
Chopped
like
up, but wasn't
kale.
it like grilled a little bit or heated up, or didn't they do something to reduce that down?
I don't know. I don't
It was
think
really
so.
good.
Huh?
Yeah. Whoa!
Jeez.
Damn!
What is that?
We'll be right back. Randy and Gene. Well, you got to pay attention around here, Gene.
Oh my God!
What
Maybe
happened?
a stroke, man.
We could have been drinking. Anyway. Where are we taking everybody, Gene? What's the next trip that we're going on? We're going to go wine country.
We're gonna go to wine country.
Napa, Sonoma.
We have so many places to go.
Yeah.
This is just the beginning of it. We actually may even come back to Chicago. We're going to New York City. We're going to go out east. We're going to go out to Seattle, Portland. We've got California. We've got the Southeast. We've got Texas. It goes on and on. Savannah, Charleston.
Right.
We're going back down to Key West. We're going to go to Naples. I don't know. Where
Well,
else?
we've been in the
and we're just in the country right now. We're just in the U.S. We got tons of places that we want to visit outside
amazing.
of the U.S. as well.
Yeah, great place. We want to go to Vancouver.
Yes.
Toronto.
Toronto, Montreal.
Canada.
Yeah.
And down to Costa Rica.
And down into Mexico. Cabo
man.
San Lucas.
Yeah.
Amazing. There's amazing places down there right now.
Do we want to take our listeners with us? Go have some
Absolutely.
fun?
We're going to take them with us.
Yeah.
Come travel with us. Follow us.
Yeah.
We are going to have a ton of fun. This is an exciting time.
Photography tours and scuba tours and skiing tours. All good stuff, Gene.
All good stuff.
Yeah, all they have to do is go to what?
All right, my bags are packed. We're going to go to the distillerychannel.com. Go to Station for Vacation.
Yeah, and when you get there, you're going to see all kinds of packages and the hotels we have coming up there, the destination hotels.
Yes.
The Alea hotels. They're just spectacular.
The list goes on and on.
Yeah, we're really blessed. Anyway, we got a lot to cover. Got a lot to cover. Architectural tour.
Architectural tour.
Best money spent in Chicago.
2 ways to see the city in this.
Yeah.
You can walk.
Yeah.
Or you can take a boat.
Mm-hmm.
You can go on the Chicago River.
But it was the best day we ever had.
I know. That is. I have to say, and I've done a walking tour once. They're fantastic. Yeah. But I'll tell you, if you really want to get a good sense of like the design and the feel for the city, take one of the architectural tours on the river. Yeah. And you can actually go all the way down to Chinatown. It's like literally, I don't know, what is it, probably 45 minutes?
Oh, at least. No,
from Navy Pier. You can get out at Navy Pier. Take it all the way down to the Chinatown. Yeah. Has some fantastic food there. Yeah. And then you can stop and drop any place that you want. You can get off and on these boats. It's so cool.
Well, you hop on, but it's cheap. Mm-hmm. It was like $15.
Yeah,
I mean, there was nothing.
But it was nothing.
But then when they start talking about how the river flows backwards, and how it makes it a fork, and then when you get into...
Do you know why the river flows backwards?
No, tell me.
They put a bunch of... Well, what happened was, back in the day,
there
was a lot of problem with sewage that was being put in the river. And, of course,
Awesome.
river flows in from the lake. So the
Right.
clean lake water is flowing in, but
Yep.
it's like flushing all of this sewage.
Awesome.
I hate to say it, but that's what it was. Anyways, they put a series of canals in, and now it actually flows backwards.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we were there, and we saw that. And he also
I thought I had too much to drink. I'm like,
Well,
why is the water flowing that way?
So this is not a political comment, but Chicago, everybody knows, is very democratic. It's called the machine. You know, we haven't even gotten into the era of gangsters and prohibition. But when we went down the river, the Trump Tower sits on the river, and the guy on the boat says, "There is a tower. There's a name. I can't read it from here.
I can't say it.
I can't say it." And this is before.
And this is no political. Yeah, this
No.
is no political.
This is last year
thing.
before
this is
he
like
decided to
before
run.
and he was even running. Yeah.
Interesting fact that they just came out with today, and again, not political, but Trump put this tower up, and he put it in for retail. Not one store has been opened up for retail.
Serious?
No, there's no.
Really?
Yeah.
Can they not afford the rent, or what's the deal?
I don't know. I just read this. I sort of rose by, and I was like, it had nothing to do with this political thing. It's just that he put it up, and it just hasn't been done.
I mean, I'm going to say that it has to do with probably the cost of it.
Well, yeah, and again, it was sort of after 2008. Who knows what the deal was? But
who knew?
Who knew? We're going to get into that in a few minutes. But anyway, in 1994, there was an accident that people read about. Somebody, they were doing some construction and hit a hole in the water, and it filled up the bottom of buildings downtown. It caused massive devastation.
I know nothing about this.
Well, it was. You have to go back. We've learned
94,
about it.
1994?
Yeah,
Oh,
1994.
I don't remember this.
92,
So you listen better than I do.
No,
I tend to take a lot of things in. I'm looking around.
Blah, blah,
I'm
blah,
hearing
blah, blah.
some, but
There's
I'm
some
like,
pretty buildings.
it's pretty.
Yeah, but so then you get down to Chinatown.
Yes.
You take this tour, you get down to China, you hop off, and you get into the Chinese culture and great food. And you can go into these stores.
Really great and not real expensive.
No,
like,
it really is fabulous.
Cool, yeah.
Fabulous. Any one of them. But they also sell things in jars in those buildings.
Weird things.
Chinese remedies.
Like pig toenails.
For $3,200 a
Snails.
pound. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the thing of it is,
expensive.
and who buys that stuff?
I don't know.
$3,200 a pound.
Nobody I know.
No.
I'm sure people do.
No.
And I'm totally into homeopathic remedies and stuff. But yeah, there's stuff I'm like, what do you do? Do you boil it? Do you eat it? Do you smoke it? What do you do?
And everything's casual. There's so many of these boats, and when you get done eating, you don't have to worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
Walk back down to the wharf, jump back on the boat, and you got the trip coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I mean, it's beautiful sunny day, best money, not expensive. Great day that we had. You go right by the Sears Tower. You go right by.
Very cool.
Incredible stories.
I just want to mention really quick.
Uh-oh.
Oh, crap. I was going to tell you this. Navy Pier. I want to tell you really quick about Navy Pier. Big, tall boat ships are coming in. Go ahead. Tell your story. I'll come back to this. Who knew?
Coming up.
It sounds like Starlight.
Did you know? Now, so we're travel tips. Over the last 10 years, one of the top-selling items in airport newsstands across the country has been mechanical pencils. Why, you say? Why, you ask? Mechanical pencils.
Yeah, that seems odd.
Chalk it up to Sudoku phenomenon.
Yes.
The number of passengers who like to pass time flying with the popular puzzles, the same fact is they don't buy pencils. They buy mechanical pencils.
Well, you got to sharpen them. You got to sharpen a regular pencil. I get it.
But who knew?
Who knew? That's
Now,
a strange fact, right?
Well, again, we're all about trying to help out the public. Okay.
Public service announcement.
Exactly. Did you know the Big Bird's costume, because we talked about them earlier,
yes,
was made out of 4,000 white turkey feathers dyed yellow? But who knew?
Crazy.
Did you watch Sesame Street?
Yeah.
You
well, actually, my kids did. My kids did.
Yeah?
I didn't grow up on it, but my kids did.
Yeah. Did you know? Oh.
What's this?
Oh. This is the last Who Knew fact, because the Star Trek movie came out.
Right.
While filming Star Trek, director Joe Pevney asked Leonard Nimoy to improvise a hand sign to accompany Spock's Vulcan farewell. Live long and prosper. The gesture Nimoy came up with was right hand, lifted, palm facing out, the fingers separated in a V shape, in an obscure rabbinical blessing.
Like this.
Nimoy, yes, that's exactly it. But he remembered that from his youth because he was in a rabbinical study.
I can do a weird thing with my fingers. Watch this.
That is, oh my God, that is. But who knew? We got a bonus fact. Who knew that Jean could do that with her fingers? Incredible. Okay, going on to something more factual pertaining to Chicago.
Yes.
How about gangsters?
Gangsters?
Yeah.
What about gangsters?
Well, you tell me about gangsters
I don't
in
know.
Chicago.
Well, I'm not. I don't. I'm.
Did you ever hear of Al Capone?
Absolutely.
Okay, so he came from Chicago.
Yes.
And they they ended up, I mean, Al Capone was all over the Midwest with all of his.
Did you ever watch Boardwalk Empire? It's
No.
a series. It is amazing. Okay, but he has Al Capone. I mean, it's
Right.
all about that era. But anyways,
Right.
go ahead. Sorry.
No, I mean, this guy was all about prohibition, and it was about, we're going to talk about, it was when people didn't have alcohol.
Right.
And he wanted to make sure people did have alcohol, and he
Right.
wanted to make sure he made a lot of money while he did.
He did.
Yeah.
He was a very, very wealthy man.
Yeah, and they ended up having a lot of massacres in Chicago.
People died
because they,
over alcohol.
So personally,
Well,
they
it was
didn't-
actually not. Well, it was alcohol, but it was about the territorial part
Right,
of it.
exactly.
I mean, these guys were gunning each other down, trying to take control of various parts of the city, and actually the entire city, of,
Right.
like controlling the alcohol coming in and out, where it was going, who was getting it, who was getting paid.
Yeah, and the thing of it is that St. Valentine's Day Massacre was all about that stuff. But in some of our other shows, we learned that he was up in Galena. He was up in northern Wisconsin. He
had
all
hideout.
over.
Well, he was a wanted guy. He
Yeah.
had hideouts
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah, actually, there's a restaurant just north of our 48th floor tower here in Northern Illinois called the Hideout. It's on the Fox River. Place you can go eat. And that's where it's actually one of his hideouts.
Really?
Yeah. And
Very
you can drink some
interesting.
bootleg booze.
Bootleg booze.
All right, what's next?
Hey, I want to talk a little bit. There's one of the things that I love to cover is like some of the events that are going on in the area.
Yeah.
Do you remember? I'm sure you do, but the Chicago Air and Water Show.
Oh,
If you have an opportunity to go to that,
yeah.
hands down,
Best day.
need to go.
Best day.
Sitting on Lake Michigan. Riverfront.
Yeah.
Hey, that was where I busted the wine glass.
Yeah, always take plastic ware.
It's free. It's
Yeah.
free. It's 2 days.
Yeah.
The event draws over 2 million people a year. I mean, and I'm sure it's probably larger even than that
Right.
now, but it's dazzling what they do. I mean, they have everything from, skydivers, and they have all this aircraft,
Right.
civilian and military aircraft. They have parachute teams
Right.
that come in from all over the world.
Yeah.
And you sit there literally on the water on
Yeah.
Lake Michigan, and it's a fantastic show. You ever had the opportunity to take it in?
Cost nothing.
Free.
Nothing.
Free.
And when you think 2 million people come to Chicago for that would be just inundated and can't get around.
Right.
Not the truth.
Right.
No, just
No.
go have fun. Take your
No.
kids in, take a picnic in, go have some fun.
Yeah, literally, yeah. Bring your own food, whatever,
Yeah.
and drink, whatever. Hey, they also have, Chicago is known for its jazz.
Yeah.
They have an amazing jazz festival. I've actually been to this 2 times, actually, in the past. September 1st through the 4th.
Yeah.
It's at Millennium Park and the Chicago Cultural Center. It is phenomenal. They have, again, just renowned jazz groups that come in from all over.
Yeah.
It's Labor Day weekend,
Yeah.
and it is also free.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Everybody thinks everything's really expensive in
It is
Chicago.
not.
No.
I mean, it's not.
No.
I mean, obviously, it costs you money to get there and
Right.
wherever you're going to stay. But you literally could take the L train in.
Yeah.
On the weekends, you can take the L in. You go into any of the suburbs north of Wisconsin,
Mm-hmm.
north of Illinois, and jump on the train. And I think it's like $7 like round trip for a person. So you park at any of the outlying burbs,
Yeah.
take the train in, jump a cab, and or Millennium Park is close enough to Ogilvie Station. You literally can walk and walk to it.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
it's-
Michigan Avenue, I mean, absolutely stunning place for anybody to go and walk up and down. American Girl, your little granddaughter likes to go to American Girl.
we are doing an American Girl
I know,
adventure
I
in
know.
August
So,
with my daughter and my granddaughter.
and she is the one guiding, the granddaughter's one
She's
guiding
5.
the trip. Yeah.
She's already given me the itinerary of what we're supposed to do because obviously lived down there before, so she knows what's going on.
So she wants to go listen
got
to some of
restaurants
these. At
picked
the age
out.
of 5, she wants to rock out with some of this music. And Jean's known as Lala. Come on, Lala, we're going to listen to
Lala,
some music.
let's go.
We're going to go to the American Girl. We're going to go to the Redheaded Piano Bar. And, we're going to flag some cabbies, to get her going. But what a
Garrett's
great-
popcorn. Gotta have Garrett's popcorn while you're down there.
But, didn't she say, don't you live downtown yet, Lala?
She said she did. She was like, we could probably just go and stay in your place that you still have down in Chicago. And I was like, honey, Lala doesn't have that place anymore. She goes, well, you should have.
Yeah.
She goes, I'd like to have a place like that we could go to on the weekends.
She's going to be a downtown girl if she goes out.
She's a downtown girl.
Where does she get that?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm
I can see,
completely perplexed.
Can't you see her in a bar just listening to this music and, just rock it up? No.
She's 5.
Oh.
I can totally see her.
That's why I turned it off. I didn't know that. She's 5 the way she acts.
She's 5. She is the sunshine. I call her the sunshine of my life. So
you know what's happening?
What's happening?
We got 2 minutes left in this show.
Oh man,
we're gonna have to come back to Chicago again.
We are gonna have to come back to Chicago.
Oh,
where are we going next? We got coming up. We got Boston. We're going to go to New York City.
Yeah.
We have Portland, Oregon. We have.
Isn't Boston on Labor Day because of the?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. We're going to Minneapolis actually next week. We're going to be in
right.
Minneapolis, which actually is known as the food and booze capital of the world. Recently noted.
It's been a great time to spend with you, Gene. I can't wait to get back, and hope everybody goes to distillerychannel.com.
Come visit us.
There you go.